This week we're going to continue with our Valentine Decor. Hi, I'm Myra with Boutique Paint. What we're going to do is we're going to make an envelope out of this piece of wood, and then we're going to embellish it so it looks Valentine-ish. And I started out by painting two colors on a board because I'm going to be using tissue paper for part of this. And I wanted to see, because on a piece of tissue paper, the color comes through, and I wanted to see if I wanted the pink background or if I wanted more of the cream background. It's kind of hard to see there. There's a better example. There you can see the ivory really clear and the pink really clear. And so I've decided that I'm going to use the crinoline as my base color. And I've already painted the back side and the sides of this, and I'm going to then go ahead and paint the top side. And I had to do 2 coats. I'm pretty sure no matter what wood you use, you're probably going to have to do 2 coats if you're using an ivory or a white. This is a, technically it's a pressure treated board. And so that's why it's got kind of this red color. It's just doesn't have the holes in it like most pressure treated wood has. Because it's used for decking. But I had this in my outbuilding, so I thought I'm going to use this because I couldn't find anything else. We are still, my husband got the roof repaired over our wood shed, our tool shed actually, and so now hopefully it's not raining in there. We had a branch, if you didn't watch last week's, we had a branch fall on our tool shed, and so it was raining inside because it punched 2 holes through the roof. Nothing big, but you know, when it comes to your tools, you don't want it raining inside. You don't want it raining inside, period, right? I mean, let's be honest. I hope everybody else is faring well with this crazy weather. Okay, so I've got my second coat on there. So next we're going to mark this out. And 1/2 of 9 is 4.5. And then I want to come down and mark, let's see, we're actually at 5 and a little over 1/4. So I'm going to actually mark it at 2.5. Actually, I do want to be using my purple pen on this, I think, so I don't have to worry about things showing. I'm just coming down 1 inch on the sides, so it'll come down like this. I'm just going to make a line from that 1 inch line, or 1 inch down to the center, and I'm kind of, the center's actually right there, so and there. So that's going to be the V. So next what you want to do is you want to take your tissue paper, whatever you're using. You could also use paint inlays for this, or you could use transfers for this. And I'm basically going to see where I want my pattern on this part of the top part of the envelope. And I'm going to fold my paper in half to make it easy. And I'm probably going to roll my paper onto the top of this. So I'm going to mark with a pencil that I put in my hair because I'm so hot out here. I was so cold last week. I'm going to scoot this up a little bit. I was so cold out here this week. Last week it was 45 degrees out here in my work shed. And then I kicked the heat up. And now I am sweating because I didn't turn it down and I had to leave town real quick. And so it's just hot out here. I came out here and it's 80 degrees. So I'm actually, it is summertime in my shed right now. So all I'm going to do is cut that line. I'm not going to worry about the rest of this right now. I'm going to open it up, and then that will be that part. All right. So next, what we want to do is we're going to take some Mod Podge. I'm just going to, whoop, way too much. I got a hair in there too. I'm just going to put it on this line. If you go too far, don't worry, you can just wipe it up. Okay, I think we're good. We're just going to lay this down. And don't worry about the fact that you have a fold line. Just a smidge. And sometimes all right, there we go. Sometimes it's not easy to pull the piece back up and reposition. Sometimes it's super easy. It just depends on what you're using. If you're using napkins, which you could also use for this, it's far harder to do. And if you get some little creases in there, that's okay. So now that this is dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw a top coat of the Mod Podge over the top. And I got a little bit that didn't stick there, so I'm going to go ahead and... But when you're, if you use a hair dryer, or if you're just letting it air dry, what you want to do is make sure that the underneath is dry before you start this. Otherwise, it can peel up on you. It can put holes in it. So it's just a good idea to go ahead and get it dry. So next what we're going to want to do is we're going to take a sanding block, and we're just going to go along the edge, and we're going to sand it. On all the edges, we don't want the sandpaper to be, and then it'll just pull right off. I think I will go ahead and just help it along here with some scissors. I can also see it's kind of pulling up a little bit, so I'm going to Mod Podge that. I think I just didn't get it around that corner very well. So now I want to make lines down as if it's the fold of the envelope. And you could use a pen on this. You could use like a black pen, felt pen. You could use a gold metallic pen to do this, whatever you're feeling. But what we're going to do is we're going to mark it out. I'm going to use my purple pen again so that it will disappear. And I'm going from the corner up only about a fourth. Same on this side. So I'm marking it a fourth up from that point, your center point. And it doesn't have to be exact, so don't panic if it isn't. And then I'm going to take this black felt tip pen, and I'm going to line it up with the corner bottom and that 1/4 up inch from the center, and just make a line. And this is a really thin pointed pen, felt pen. And if you go over, once again, it's okay. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to do the same thing. I want it right where the tissue paper ends. All right. So now you can see it's starting to look like the envelope, right? So I've decided I don't like the black line, so I am going to go ahead and use the gold. I'm just going to go over the top of that black line. I think the black line is just kind of, I mean, it's okay, but I think I want something a little bit more. Yeah, that's much better. Look at that. So much better. Okay, then I'm going to wipe off that edge because I don't want to accidentally get it in places I don't want it. I'm going to just drop it a smidge down from that black line so that I cover it. There we go. So much better. And actually, there's a little bit of that black showing through, and I kind of like that. It's one of those happy mistakes. It's not really a mistake, is it? It's more, you know, just playing with what you're doing and getting it the way you want it to look. It's much better. I think it's showing up better too. And it'll also go well with the rest of what I'm wanting to do with this. Next, what I want to do is got into my goodie bag of already poured molds and pulled out some hearts. This is maybe a little bit of gold on that. I'm going to pull out our gold stamp pad because it's fast and it's an easy cheat because it goes so fast, and you're just rubbing the gold wherever you think you want it, and it's very subtle. It's not anything too much. So if you're not really a gold person, or you could do the same thing with silver if you like silver better. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to edge it. You could do the same thing with the pen, especially if you wanted it a little bit stronger, because you can see this pen is a little bit golder. Just go along the edge of the pen. I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue and I'm just going to center this. So that's our project for today. If you have any questions about any of the products I use, you can go to our website at www.boutiquepaint.com, or you can leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.